Hello friends and welcome to another +1 MMR. This is going to be a fast one because I am tired. Let's go. You can use Meteor Hammer to deward high ground spots because Meteor Hammer gives you vision. In channel, you can see up here. That is useful. Why? If you are a hero that has no high ground vision spells like Tree and Protector, you may not want to put your sentry on the cliff for whatever reason. For example, in this spot, I like to put the sentry here because that actually lets me check both high grounds. But wait, I'm a Tree and Protector. Now how do I look up here? Well, I could place an Observer ward, but maybe I don't want one on this cliff for whatever reason. Like if I'm on Radiant, this is a bit of a defensive ward. Maybe my team's doing well, and I don't want something this defensive, so it's a bit of a waste of a ward. I could, if my courier was, if I leveled up once, my courier's flying, it could come over here, check the high ground for me, but the courier is kind of slow. Now it speeds up as you level up, but who knows? Okay, well, you have to have a Meteor Hammer for this trick, so you're probably a little higher level. The courier's a little faster. But still, maybe you don't want your courier to come out for this. Maybe you're on the enemy half of the map, and you don't want to wait, like, 40 seconds for the courier to get over here to check this high ground. So what you can do, you place your sentry outside, you channel your Meteor Hammer. Look at that. We can see this whole cliff. Now you might be thinking, wait, I had to channel my Meteor Hammer. I can't actually deward in that time. Wrong. Just cancel it. Just cancel the channel right away. You still get vision for whatever reason. I don't know why. Boop. Press the button, press stop right away. Or if you don't use the command, you can do any other button, sure. Boop. You only have time to take out one ward, essentially 2 hits. Okay, well, Tree and Protector's kind of slow. Tree and Protector usually only has time for 2 hits. Other supports might be able to get to 3 or 4, depending on who they are and what their items are. But many supports do not get attack speed, and so they won't be able to deward both a ward and a sentry on a high ground. So you may need to phone a friend. If a carry is farming nearby, ask them, hey, can you come over and help me deward this? Now, if I wasn't cheating, here you go. You'll see it is going to cost us some mana and the cooldown of Meteor Hammer. This might be okay. It's up to you. It is a cost to do this trick, but it can be worth it to quickly check a high ground if you really need to. Say an enemy hero blinked up there and they're TPing out, and you really need a way to see them for your Vengeful Spirit to use their stun. I don't know why I picked Venge, because she has a high ground checking spell. Oh, Panic. I can't think of anyone else. We'll just go with that. Let's say Wave of Terror is on cooldown. Well, then you can do this trick. Now, what I want to point out, it's also useful on this, like, sausage of a cliff up here, because for whatever reason, you can plant your ward all around here. Now, for every other high ground cliff like this, it's only this little area. Even though it looks like you should be able to place it, around, it's only up here. And so if you place a sentry somewhere up here, you will see anywhere the enemy places a ward like this. But over here, as you can imagine, the sentry's true sight is enough to cover this whole cliff, but the actual vision from a sentry is not. So again, we would have to use a ward or call our courier over because we don't have a high ground vision spell, ignoring his agonyms. But maybe I don't want to do that. So what can I do? Well, instead of placing like 15 sentries up here, if you have a Meteor Hammer, you can use it to check this whole cliff. So what you're going to do, I'm doing this on the default map, so I have these markers. If you use a custom one of the fun ones, you're going to have to find a different marker or guess. But this little diamond right here, I'm going to put the sentry on this left part right here. That's going to let me see the edge of this cliff, and then I use my Meteor Hammer here to see the rest of it. That would let me check for wherever the enemy has placed their ward. Now on this side, this little patch of red flowers right here, you put your sentry right above it. That'll let you see the edge. Oops. Let's cheat again. Use our Meteor Hammer over here, and that would let you check the whole cliff. And all we had to use was our 1 sentry and the mana and cooldown of our Meteor Hammer. But honestly, that is expendable. This is gold and a cooldown timer to get these that we have to spend to place a ward up here. Something that can be dewarded and we lose money. We risk our courier if it flies all the way out here to check this area. So I think this trick has its uses. Now, at the end of the day, it's really just a vision trick. It's not strictly required to it be high ground, right? I can do it out here. You want to see up the enemy's base? Hey, look at that. You want to see Roshan? Sure. Look at that. You know, this is just a Meteor Hammer trick. But usually just walking, you know, seeing up here is not so useful because you can just walk up here. And why would I spend the money, the mana, and the cooldown to do something like that? But this trick is pretty useful for these high ground cliffs, I think. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Good night. Have a great night.